Hello again. I'm reading again from Waiting for the Morning, my book, My Mother and Daughter's Journey Through Alzheimer's Disease, and continuing where I left off last week. And get the reading glasses. This is not a children's book. This has not been large print. Uh, Wednesday, March the 8th, 1995. What is it about being here that makes my mother get up in the middle of the night and sit up all night the way she does? She didn't do it this way when my sister stayed with her at night. Is this another stage of the disease, or is this happening because I'm allowing it, or am I doing something that is causing it to happen? My mother stayed in bed only 3 hours tonight, and telling her we need to stay there longer so we will feel better the next day did no good. She informed me that she was leaving here as soon as her mama came to get her because she didn't like this place. We had a strange night, too. My mother was incontinent for the first time in several months. It was really my fault. I didn't wake up soon enough, and she was sitting on the edge of her bed when it happened. Again, later in the night, she got up and I didn't hear her. She was all the way on the other side of the house, sitting in a chair in the dark. And I don't know how long she'd been there. This doesn't happen often. Usually I'm awake as soon as I hear her move. But sometimes when I'm really tired, it happens. And I feel so bad when it does, because who knows what could happen to her wandering around in the house. Thursday, March 9th, 1995. We got lucky last night, and my mother stayed up only an hour and then went back to bed. She didn't get up again an hour later to go to the bathroom on the other side of the house. Uh, she did get up an hour later to go to the bathroom on the other side of the house, and she said she was looking for someone. So I was afraid we would be staying up again, but we didn't. This morning, my mother got up at 5 a.m., didn't want her robe on or wrap over her legs, didn't want me to fix her any breakfast, and she said her parents were coming to get her for a day in town. By the time I got breakfast about ready, she wanted to go back to bed. She ate just a little. Um, she ate just a little uh, of the cream of wheat first, and then went back to bed and slept about 30 to 45 minutes. But when she got up again, she allowed me to help her to get dressed, but she was behaving strangely. After a nap in her chair, she seemed to be in pain, so I gave her something for her headache. Then she grabbed her chest and throat, so I thought it was indigestion, and gave her something for that. A minute a little later, she started shaking as if she might be having a seizure, and she didn't seem to be able to talk. I called the home health nurse. A few minutes later, my mother got up and started walking around. It seemed okay except for acting strange, so I called to home health to tell them I thought she was okay, but the nurse was already on the way. By the time the nurse arrived, the shaking had started again, though not as much as earlier, and that plus a slightly elevated blood pressure made the nurse insist that we shouldn't take any chances. So we called 911, got my sister off work, had the ambulance take my mother to the emergency room. We were there several hours with a heart monitor hooked up, chest x-rays taken, blood tests, and everything came out fine. Nothing was wrong according to the tests. The doctor gave us a prescription for something for gastritis, and I probably caused a gastritis by giving my mother foods high in protein because the previous blood test had showed her protein being low, no matter how hard I try to do the right things. Sometimes it just seems like I can't do anything right in taking care of my mother. And I'm going to quit right there because we're already at March 14th, and I'm kind of trying to keep it like exactly 31 years ago. So we're only on March the 6th of this year. So I'm going to stop right there for this week. Um, so many things, well, so much I didn't know about Alzheimer's back then. Um, but I remember the poem about her waking up that I wrote about her waking up, which turned out to be my children's book, Little Girl Again. But I'd only remember that one night that she said something about her mother and her parents. But I see now it was again and again, again and again. So she was that far back in her life at that point, or maybe she had just been dreaming about them and she thought her dreams were real. And oh, Alzheimer's is so hard, so hard to know what to do. Um, so you feel like you're trying the hardest you can, and then you can't do anything right. Anyway, um, like I said last week, if I can read this whole book to you here on YouTube, I can surely get it all into the format that I need for publishing it and do a second edition. Because this was like 25 years ago when I published this. So I do need to do that. There's like the front matter, the back matter needs to be updated. And I got to change the name there because I was married to the second husband at the time when I wrote this. Anyway, uh, and I also, if I ever get it done, a second edition, I want to do an audiobook of it. I was contacted this week about my little book, Little Girl Again, which is the poem, about doing it in as an audiobook. But it was a man. I want a female with a southern voice to read be the narrator for my audiobooks. I just want that. I think we're on. I think I've gotten since last week one more children's book and paperback completed. I'm not real sure, but I think I have. If I have, I'll be back on here in just a few minutes to read that. Okay, that's all for now. Bye.